Hopefully you can hear me. There we go. There we go. Technology at its finest. And Emily's calling me. Let's see what she wants. Hello, Emily. You're live on my show. How can I help you?
Bye.
Oh, there you go. So she doesn't really want anything. So, hey ho. There you go. Talk about live. Hope everybody is well and everyone is good. Only 4 days until Christmas, eh? 4 days until Christmas. What's everyone's plans? What does everybody do at Christmas? I usually work, to be honest with you. I'm not a massive lover of Christmas Day anymore. I used to be, but I think with not having kids and stuff, I know I've got my baby boys, but with not having kids and stuff, I don't obviously do much anymore. Why is this not working? I can't get my fire working. That's good, isn't it? Anyway, I've got a little dartboard set up now. There you go, my little dartboard set up, as it is that season. It is that season to be playing darts. Like a lot of us become fans of darts for about 2 weeks. And also here tonight, got this. We're going to do the unboxing. I've actually left it sealed. I've only actually opened the lids, but we're going to do the unboxing of the Reform £350, bit expensive, £350 shirt. So we're going to do that as well. So we'll see that. But I hope everybody's well. We're going to do a shorter show tonight because I've got some stuff I've got to get on with. I am going to do a stream on Christmas Day, just in case any of you are really, really bored. Not for too long. I'll let my doggy out. Clearly wants a wee wee. Do you want to go out, Bro? Go on in. Do you know what? Every single week now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the start of every single show on every single week, my dog, for some reason, needs to go out. Have you noticed that? It's almost like he plans just to wait until I start streaming so that he can be a pain in the bottom. Rolo, come here. Anyway, and I've got Freddie here next to me, of course, looking grumpy. Fred, say hello. He's grumpy. But anyway, Christmas is not the same as it was when you were younger. Yeah, I know that. And shut up. My dad's saying eat lovely mince pies, as many as possible. Mince pies are honestly the worst thing that has ever been created for Christmas. It's almost like they said, let me think of the most disgusting thing we can possibly make. And then what we'll do is we'll make it Christmassy and sell it to everybody. Honestly, I hate mince pie. I hate mince pies. I hate them. Never worked with children and pets yet. I know. Well, what's good is that obviously it's Christmas now, so there's a little break. But my studio, I say I'm building a studio, and my studio is almost kind of at the stages of putting all the aesthetic stuff in now. So it's all been wired, it's been plastered, it's been all done, which is cool. So it's just literally all the aesthetics and stuff like that that's going. Someone said instead of the King's speech, yes, I'll do Christmas Day. I'll do a George speech on Christmas Day. Probably be better than the King's. Who knows? Probably won't get as many viewers, but yeah, I'll do a live stream Christmas Day. I'll have to think about what time. Probably around 3 o'clock for half an hour or something. What time's the King's speech on? Anybody know? I don't want to do it at the same time as the King's speech. That's wildly disrespectful. But yeah, yes, mince pies are the food of the devil. Yes, they are the food of the devil. And you know, when I was ill, I think I said to a few people, I was really ill 2 weeks ago almost now. Or was it last week? No, it's 2 weeks ago now. And I was ill. I right at the sickness bug, and I thought it was a sickness bug. But I felt fine all day. And then I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten all day because I'd just been busy. I just didn't have time to eat. So I was busy. And I was at an event in Havant, a Reform event in Havant, and there was mince pies on the sides. And I thought, I don't like them, but I am bloody hungry. So I scoffed 2. 30 minutes later, maybe, by the time I got home, I was chucking up. So could have been the mince pies. Even more reason not to like mince pies. Or it could have just been I was poorly. But I've never known anything to react within 30 minutes, so probably not the mince pies. But King's is at 3 o'clock. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll do a live stream at like. Should I do in the evening? Let's do 6 o'clock then. I'll do 6 o'clock. We'll do 6 o'clock, or should I keep it at 7 like I always do? Everyone's gonna be pissed by 7, though, aren't they? I'll have a think on it. We'll do it 6, 7 o'clock on Christmas Day for half hour. Just have a chat, and it'd be good. It'd be good. We can get some people on, have a little chat about what everyone's got over Christmas, what you've been doing, what everyone's had fun with or not had fun with, good presents, rubbish presents. We can have a big old discussion. So as always, at the start of the show, if you could share this, I would really, really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it if you could share the stream and get involved. Let me hide that away from doggies. You can't have that. No putting huffing. But this is why my studio is going to be cool. As I say, I got a bit distracted then, but the studio is all getting set up. Just the aesthetics need to be done. Then I need to get all the bits and pieces I'm putting in there and stuff. But I'm hoping 3-4 weeks time. 3-4 weeks time. I'm hoping we'll be in the studio, which would be cool. I'll enjoy that, and then I'll be away from the doggies for an hour, which is going to make me sad, of course, because they keep me company. Yeah, Fred, you can have it if you want, but your brother can't. There you go. Yeah. So, but you won't get any amazing interactions like that where I stop speaking for 15 seconds and have to deal with the dogs. And what's happening right now to the left of my screen is that Freddie is eating the remainder of a pig's ear, and Rolo is actually, I might just show you because this is actually quite funny. Rolo gets really close to him, but he won't touch the pig's ear, because if he does, Freddie goes mad. So have a look. This is what's going on currently. So Freddie's got the little pig's ear. Rolo's just staring at him. And don't think it's mean. Rolo's already had his treat. Look, this is what he does. So if you hear barking in a minute, you know why. Look at him. It's literally what Rolo does. He wants all the food. Don't you, Rolo? Rolo, you want all the food, don't you, mate? So yeah, that's what I have to deal with whilst I'm doing the stream. Anyway, let's get on with tonight's show. So it's not going to be too long. So I've got things to get on with tonight. I know I always say that, and I always make it an hour and a half, but I've got lots to get on tonight. So first of all, I want to start with a story about the Labour announcing that they could be willing to cancel elections again. So we'll talk about that after this little interview that I had the other day. Have a watch of this on GB News.
And it's George Madgwick. George, welcome to the show. Pleasure to have your company, and a Merry Christmas to you. What's your reaction to this incredible news today? 63 local council areas might be given the opportunity to cancel elections.
Yeah, it's shocking. The last couple of weeks have been shocking. We're looking at a government that are now looking at scrapping jury trials. We're now looking at a government that are now scrapping elections potentially 2 years in a row. You've just announced as breaking news that they're now trying to get rid of the lobby session in the evening. This is all the hallmarks of an authoritarian dictatorship. And Nigel is correct when he says this is becoming a banana republic. It is scandalous. It is disgusting. These councillors have a mandate for 4 years. The second that's one day over that 4 years, in my opinion, they've lost their mandate. And these are already on borrowed time.
George, do you buy this notion that we need more time to reorganise? It's a complicated job. How long did it take to organise an election?
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. I've been involved in this process from our council's perspective since day one. You know, although it was sprung upon us, now don't get me wrong, the local government reorganisation was not in the Labour manifesto. It's not something that they had a democratic mandate to do, but the councils have taken it on board. They've restructured their organisations and they're moving towards that goal. I would be confident to say that the authorities are ready. What they're trying to do, in my opinion anyway, is stop democracy from happening, stop that changeover of councillors, because there's going to be great success for reform, probably Greens, probably Liberals, but certainly not the Labour and Conservative Party. And by delaying these elections, they are stopping a wipeout of Labour and Tories nationwide. And remember, Martin, that this Labour and Tory councillors that are currently in power are going to be the people that are designing the new local government reorganisation. It's absolutely terrible. The democratic will of the people says that they want change in local councils, and they should be given that vote.
George Madgwick, we've heard from James Cleverly this afternoon. He's saying it's his position, at least, that they want these elections to go ahead. Nigel Farage is leaning on to Kemi Badenoch, saying, quotes, she must instruct her council leaders to allow elections to go ahead. But what's your take from down there on a local council? Do you think there might be quite a few local Conservative councillors and Labour councillors who think, actually, I wouldn't mind another year of just floating around without having to face the music?
I'm sure they would. And Robert Jenrick's come out really tough this afternoon on this as well. But we're yet to hear from Kemi Badenoch. We've had Ed Davey, Nigel Farage, with all the leaders and key people come out. But Kemi is absolutely silent. And we need to hear from her to give us some reassurance. In my area, specifically in Portsmouth, we're run by Liberal Democrats. And the leader has assured me 100% that he will not request a cancellation of elections. However, we've got Hampshire County Council, which is run by the Conservatives, where there was a bit of confusion, where the leader a couple of months ago said that he would be willing to discuss cancelling it, and then all of a sudden after the backfire he said no. So we're yet to hear from him as well. And our neighbouring authority of Havant, that's run by a coalition of the Labour and Liberals, are looking, I think, likely that they will probably postpone it.
OK, well, thanks for your time. It's always a pleasure to have your company. That's the Reform UK Council for Portsmouth, George Madgwick. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so that was my interview, obviously, with GB News. And I want your opinions on it, because obviously it's disastrous. I mean, in my opinion, the problem that I have with is that they cancelled elections. I mean, first of all, they've only cancelled 4 elections in history. That's the first thing, as in from a nationwide perspective. They've had a few little local seats here or there postponed, but as in a full blanket nationwide cancellation, they first had it in the war, and then the Second World War, and then COVID, and then last year. And that's for the last, 110 years of election history. 4 times have been cancelled. 2 one's a world war, 1's COVID, fair enough, maybe at the time. And last year, which was unacceptable. And they delayed last year's one because they said that they were going to get ready for the mayor elections, if that's what you remember. They said that the mayor elections are coming up and they need to get ready for that. So they're going to postpone last year's county elections. Then this year, they said, oh, we're going to postpone the mayor elections. So the reason that they postponed last year's elections was for the mayor. We've got to the mayor and they've postponed the mayor elections. And then obviously now they're saying, well, if you want to postpone this year's elections for local government reorganisation as well, we can do that as well, which is ridiculous. I think what they've done is they've gone to local councils and said, look, to 63 local councils, which I published on my X the other day, which 63 they were. And they've gone on there and they've said, this is the list of councils that we're offering people to council. And it is a cancellation, by the way. I won't have any of these Labour supporters on here tell me that it's not a cancellation, it's just a delay. That's bollocks. There was going to be an election next year anyway. So the year after next anyway. So if you're delaying next year's elections to the year after, but there was already an election anyway, you're not delaying them, you're cancelling them because they'll never exist. You're putting them back. And also you've got councillors that have got a 4-year mandate. You elected them for 4 years. And if they cancel next year's elections, that'll be 7 years that some of these councillors will be in power. 7 years when they only got elected for a 4-year term, which is not democratic. It's not at all. And then what's to stop them getting to next year and saying, well, we'll cancel the year after's elections too because we're not ready with this or not ready with that. Bollocks. Get on with it. Let people vote and crack on. Crack on. So let's have a look at some of your comments. It'd be good to know what your opinions are about the cancellation of elections. It would be good. Want the piggy game for Christmas, but sold out everywhere. What on earth is the piggy game? I've never done know what piggy game is. No idea what that is. The only mince pies I like are the Sainsbury's puff pastry ones. Other brands are available. I need to try the Sainsbury's ones then. I desperately would like to like a mince pie. I just hate them. Hate them. Ben Cooper, such a melon. Who's a melon? What, me? I guess I got a melon head. Melon? Yeah, it could be. Gosport said they'll go ahead with the vote. Well, that's yes and no. This is the thing, though, is that the government has said local council leaders can decide or they can indicate what they want to do. But if you read the small print, it still is a government decision. So even if a council turns around to the government and says, no, we don't want to cancel elections, the government can overrule that decision and cancel it anyway. So it's just an indicative response that the government are looking from the councils. A lot of the councils have said, Gospel's a weird one though. Like you've said that they said that they want to go ahead with the vote. But if you read what Peter Chegwin, the leader, actually said, I think it was along the lines of, we believe the Hampshire County Council ones will go ahead, and as long as they do, then ours should go ahead as well. It wasn't a direct, if the Hampshire's one don't go ahead, then we should go ahead anyway. It was more like a let Hampshire decide and we'll follow them, which I think is strange. It's strange. It's called a disaster. Kia was getting called the C-bomb at the football, and Sky had to drown the audience who were abusing Starmer. I know, I've never seen. I mean, I watch the darts every night. I love the darts, and every night it's Keir Starmer's a wanker. That's all it is, all the time. So if I said Christmas was postponed this year, you would say they were cancelled, would you not? Exactly. And then obviously the Electoral Commission got involved today by posting that Labour plans to delay local elections are illegitimate, says Electoral Commission. And the Electoral Commission that governs our country's elections, they're completely independent to the government. They've basically turned around and said that it's illegitimate to cancel the elections. There's no grounds for it. They shouldn't do it. And that's that, basically. But they're clearly going to ignore that, aren't they? They're clearly going to ignore that. So we will see what happens. I hope they don't. And if they do, I think it's got to a point where, there's got to be a Viva la Revolution, you know, is that what they call it in Latin America? I think there's got to be a revolution of some kind, because it's terrible. It's a banana republic, as Nigel Farage said the other day. It's turning into a banana republic, and it is. It is, because if you're cancelling jury services, remember Rachel Reeves lied about her budget and pretended that there was a 20 or 30 billion black hole that didn't even exist, and she knew that, but still went ahead with it anyway. You know, now they've banned media. I don't know if you saw this, but they banned the afternoon media day. So what happens is in government, they hold 2 media sessions with the media each day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. The one in the afternoon, and that's been happening for centuries. Probably not centuries, but you know what I mean, for a long time. And they've cancelled the afternoon media session now, which is probably the most important one. The morning one is kind of setting up the briefs for the day, telling reporters what's going to go on for the day. The afternoon one gives the ability for reporters to scrutinise the government on the work that's come out that day or what's happened that day. Removing that gives the inability for the media to really scrutinise the government or the ministers in their positions. They now cancelled media runs, and now they're looking at cancelling 2 elections in a row. So it's yeah, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And it does feel like an authoritarian dictatorship. The funny thing is, though, and I always find this funny, is that the left of politics have been saying to Tories and Reform all summer, you know, you racist, Nazi, fascist, you know, you'll run a dictatorship if you get in power, blah, 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 blah. When the irony is that Labour is doing what they are claiming that Reform would do. There's no grounds to believe Reform would do that, but Labour are literally doing it. They're literally doing it. And I think that if Reform done even one of these things that Labour done, oh, it'd be world news. It'd be protests, there'll be fucking riots, there'll be all sorts. You know, it'd be absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah. Someone said, will Gosport have another election in May as well as January? Well, yes, Gosport has the elections in May. The one in January is just a by-election. So it's just one seat in Gosport that's up for election in January. So yeah. And Kerry Stubbs, welcome to the show. Good to see you here. I'm not sure about your mince pie love, but you know, you're very passionate about mince pies. I just can't stand them. I like saying that, to your taste changed now. I used to hate Christmas pudding. Now I quite like Christmas pudding. So with some Bailey's cream. M&S ones as well. It has to be M&S Christmas pudding. Sorry, it sounds posh. But I had all these different Christmas puddings before. And the Booker's one, I don't know if anyone goes to Booker Wholesale, but the Booker Wholesale one's quite nice. But I was round someone's house 3 years ago, and they said, oh, do you want a Christmas pudding? And I had it, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is this? And they were like, it's the M&S one. So now every year I have to go to M&S. I've already been. Got to go M&S just to buy the Christmas puddings. I think they're not so expensive. I think they're like, they are quite expensive. They are. I think they're £4 for like a single one. So they're not big, so that's quite expensive for a little one. But God, they are good. So yes, that's what I have. So other things that have happened this week. Oh, let's talk about this thing quickly. This is cool, and this is a big thank you to you guys. So I was buzzing this week. I know a lot of you probably don't care. And especially the haters will not care. But I hit 100 million social views this year. Now, granted, about 25% of that was from like 4 or 5 posts alone. So I had 4 or 5 posts that went like ultra viral. I mean, one of my posts got like I think it's about 20 million views by itself, one post did. But still, over the year, I had 100 million social views across all the networks and stuff. And I'm proud of that, because it's exhausting doing social media. I know everyone thinks, oh, it's just easy, but you've got to sit there and work out the content and keep it going. Because the thing about social media is so that you get good reach, is it's the consistency of content. So if I have like a week off, my reach drops down. So it's the consistency of posting stuff up. And you guys at home that are watching, I mean, you guys are incredible. I mean, every time you like it or share it, and this is the best thing of all, is that the haters have helped this dramatically. The haters have helped this dramatically. Without them, I never would have got to 100 million. So they've helped me get to that. And obviously, you know, full disclaimer, I get paid by social media. It's not a fortune, granted, but I do get paid by social media. I get paid by Facebook, I get paid by X, I get paid by TikTok. And and they help that. So every single time, you know, someone said to me before, why do you not block all the haters off your thing? And I'm like, because they generate me revenue, and that must wind them up even more. So if any of my haters are watching, I know that a few of you do watch. If you are watching, then thank you for making me wealthier and more popular. And to all the people that aren't my haters and people that support me and follow me, honestly, thank you very much. It truly means the world. Last year, I got about 100. I got about 1 million social media reach in 2024 across everything, about 1 million, which is still amazing. That's still great numbers, obviously. But yeah, to have 100 million this year, I mean, I remember my target being 10 million. I said to my partner, if I can get 10 million, that'll be my target. I don't think I'm going to beat 100 million for next year. I mean, that's crazy numbers. I mean, you got to have some really, really lucky posts. Yeah, someone just said appearing on national TV helped enormously. You're right. Since July, where obviously I got my GB News and Sky TV and LBC and Talk TV and all that lot, that's really helped. Yeah, you're right. I get a massive boost on social media after being on national TV. And I really, really enjoy it as well. It's good fun. And then obviously I'm now on Talk TV regularly. I do Talk TV 3 times a week now. So that's cool. And then I do GB News once a week or twice if there's a particular story, but always once a week. And then I do LBC once a week as well. So yeah, it's cool. And that, you're right, that does help, because I've had a lot of people say, I heard you on this, and I've come to see you. So, and it's really weird because my ex is really, really decent. I've only got, I think it's 7,000 followers on X. Yeah, 6,991 followers on X. But they all must be really active or have really big pages or something, because honestly, the reach that I get on X for only having 7,000 people is crazy. Oh, there's a dog going mental. Bye, dog. I'll show you, just so you know I'm not lying. So, Rolo. So what's going on? So, yeah, I'll show you my stats for this is the last 3 months. So you'll see there, that top, I know it's reversed, but that top one there, 8.3 million in the last 3 months, which is insane. Because I say, I've only got 7,000 followers on X, but as I say, the posts go boom. I've had 20,000 responses. 655,000 people have commented, like, or obviously retweeted, 230,000 likes, etc. So yeah, no, it's good. So thank you everybody for that. I really, really, truly appreciate it. I really do. And the other story that I want to talk about, and we'll do this unboxing in a minute. We'll do the unboxing of this in a minute so you can see what's inside. But the other story I want to talk about is this man, because at the moment, Reform, anytime a councillor does anything, says anything, posts about something, all hell breaks loose on national media. Up until about 3 years ago, there was like a general rule of thumb that councillors didn't really get on national media at all, in any way, shape, or form. They never got any negative articles about them, unless there was something seriously bad, and I mean seriously bad. Councillors used to kind of be exempt from it, because councillors, and like myself, we're not paid a big salary. You know, MPs are paid their 90 grand a year or whatever they get, plus bonuses for being on committees and for being chairs of things, for being ministers or whatever. You know, so an MP, an average MP, probably gets, off the top of my head, 120 grand a year or something. Plus, you know, a lot of them have secondary incomes, like secondary jobs or consultancy work, etc. Rolo, stop being annoying, bro. So a lot of them have secondary jobs and stuff. And, you know, a lot of them are on 120 grand a year, 10 grand a month. Us councillors, you know, we'll be lucky to walk away with, I mean, the average councillor money, I think, is about 8,000 a year. That's not Portsmouth. Portsmouth's a little more than that. I think I get about, after all tax and national insurance, they still charge you that as well, I think I get about 11,000-ish a year. But out of that, you've got to take all of your expenses or your costs or your travel, flyers. I mean, we obviously have to do flyers, we have to do updates, you know. So out of that 11 grand, you probably spend 3,000, 4,000 maybe on envelopes, stamps, paper, ink, you know, everything else that you've got to do. So you get about 7 grand. So because of that, and that's in Portsmouth, but other areas, to say, you know, you go to, like, I think it's the Isle of Wight, or you go to Havant Council, and it's a lot less. So because of that reason, because you're not a full-time employee, because you're not paid very well as a councillor, there used to be kind of like an unwritten rule that you didn't kind of slag off councillors. You didn't give them big media headlines because it's not their job to be on it 24/7. But with reform, they have just decided to change those rules. And anytime any councillor says or does anything, you're in national newspaper. I've been in national newspaper a few times now. And it's just full-on attack of reform councillors all the time. And this is why this is relevant, because this week, this gentleman here is a councillor. I think he was a group leader. So I think he was leading a council group that he got a photograph with, obviously, Zach Polanski. And this guy here has just been arrested this week for modern slavery. So he's been literally, through his companies, he's been hiring slaves, modern slavery. And he's been arrested for it. Now, granted, he's been kicked out of the Green Party, but there's been no statement from the Greens. Furthermore, there's been no statement from media. Media have been silent. The local media, national media, silent. Now, I'm telling you now, if I was arrested for modern slavery, I'd probably be on the front page of the bloody Telegraph or something, because that's the kind of stuff that they do to councillors in reform. But this guy gets arrested for modern slavery. Have any of you guys heard about it? Unless you've heard about it from a reform person, have you heard about it? Because they don't talk about it, do they? They don't talk about it. So it's the double standards of it. So I hope that they pick it up. And it's our job to highlight these type of things because it's hypocritical. It's really hypocritical. And there was an incident last week as well, which I'm going to do on next week's show. There was an incident last week with a Liberal councillor in Portsmouth. And as I say, we'll do that on next week's show. But please do tune into that because you're not going to believe what was said. You're honestly not going to believe what was said and what I'm going to show you next Sunday. You will not believe it. So please tune in next Sunday for that. Other things I want to go through, as I say, I'm rushing through a bit today. And if you've got any questions, please fire them away. I know usually I have a structure to it. And we're not going to be doing the Richard of the Week this week. I'm sorry, but we're not going to be doing the Richard of the Week this week. Don't have the time for it. You know, it takes half an hour. So yeah, we're not going to do the Richard of the Week this week. But the other things I want to talk about, let's have a look at the comments. I bet it's a black football shirt. Yeah, do you know what? I don't even know if I've got the magic. So this is a black football shirt. It's an unboxing of Reform's black shirt, which cost £350. But I don't even know if I've got the winning ticket yet. So I might have got a lunch with Farage. Although I think I'm probably seeing him in 2 weeks' time anyway. So if I do, I'll give it away to somebody. but yeah, so we'll do the unboxing in a minute. Someone says, why doesn't Polanski use his real name instead of his stage name? Well, Zach Polanski is his real name now. He did change it by default, to be fair to him. But yeah, his name was David something or other, wasn't it? I don't know, David something or other. But yeah, he did change it. Crazy, really. Maybe you'll get your own show on TV. Well, we'll see, James. We will see. I say I've got my studio being set up now. So I'll be prepared for it if they want to give me one. But yeah, before we do the unboxing, the other thing I want to say is that if you're a member of Reform in Portsmouth, you'll know this. But as of Tuesday this week, so the 23rd, I will be standing down as the chairman of the Portsmouth Reform group, the Portsmouth Reform branch. I'm still going to be the leader of Reform in Portsmouth because that's a councillor position, an elected councillor position. So I'm still going to be the Reform leader of Portsmouth. But in the sense of being a chairman of the branch of Portsmouth, I'm going to be standing down from that. And for two reasons, really. Number one, I never intended to be the chairman for a long time. I wanted to be the chairman for a 6-month period to get the branch set up, get the executive committee built, get campaigning going, get funding going, kind of put Portsmouth on the map, essentially, make sure we got 14 candidates for next year's election. And we've achieved all that. We've done all of it. We went from, I think, Portsmouth, when I initially took over the branch, I think we were 451st or something. No, 401st out of 450 branches on like the table of success, if you like, on new member sign-ups, on fundraising, on compliance, on everything else that you've got to do. And now we're number one, which is amazing. Whether we stay number one forever, I don't know. Probably not. You know, it's you know, things go up and down. But right now, you know, as of 3 weeks ago, we were the number one branch in the UK for signing up new members, for fundraising and things like that. So, and obviously that's helped by the fact we've had councillor defections, and it's helped by the fact that we won the by-election with Joe Standen. So everything's really good. So it's all in a position now for me to hand over the keys. And that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be giving it to a lady called Lamara Fudge. For those of you that don't know her, she's the deputy chair currently. So she's been with me for the last 6 months, and she's been going along to things with me and stuff like that. So she's in a really good position. She's also standing for election next year for Charles Dickens, for the Charles Dickens ward. So that's really good as well. And she's going to take over as the interim chair for the next couple of months until we elect a new chair. So that's really good. And the secondary reason is because I'm going to be working for Reform HQ. So they've offered me a job to go work at HQ, or to work with HQ. I wouldn't say at HQ because I didn't want to be up in London 5 days a week, but I'm going to be working for HQ, and on a national regional level. So yeah, that's really, really, really exciting. I'm really excited about that. And also it means that I'm going to be able to have the freedom to do politics full time. As I just said to you earlier, being a councillor, as I said to you, I only get about 11,000 a year after expenses, about 7,000 a year from being a councillor. So you can't be a politician full time. And from social media like this, I do make some money. I'm not going to pretend like I don't. I do make money, but certainly not enough to live on. So yeah, so now I've got a job with Reform HQ. It gives me the ability to now do politics full time. It also gives me the ability to travel the country and to go meet other branches, because I've been doing that a lot recently. You've probably seen I've been going to branches and doing speeches. It gives me the ability to do that in an official capacity, travel around, support people, campaign, go and help local branches, everything else like that. So it's and yeah, that's amazing for me. And obviously then hopefully the success I've had in Portsmouth, the idea is the success I've had in Portsmouth, I try and replicate across other areas in the country. That's the plan. We take what we've learned, what we've failed at, what we've done well at, and go on from there to other branches. And our next stage obviously is to get MPs ready. So we're going to go through a process of selecting obviously MP candidates and going through vetting and things like that. So we've got a big task on our hands, got a lot of by-elections, got the May election next year, we've got the Scottish elections, the Welsh elections, the London Assembly elections. So there's absolutely loads to do and to get on with. So yeah, I'm just going to be part of the team at HQ. I'm really excited about it. And as I say, it gives me the ability to do politics full time, which is a dream, really. It's a dream. And as I say, honestly, this child of mine, Rolo, Joe, he's just stolen a toilet roll, but if it keeps him quiet for 10 minutes, happy days. So yeah, so Lamara's taken over. Lamara's here in the chat anyway. If you see her in the chat, go and follow her page and keep up to date with her. She'll be sending an email out in the new year to members. I doubt HQ will sort out her email over Christmas period. They're probably too busy or having a day off or two over Christmas. So Lamara's technology will probably be sorted out early new year. So you'll get an email from her if you're a local member. But yeah, and I'll still support the local branch, of course. I'll still be because it is my local branch as a member, so I'll still be a member of the local branch. I'll still be going along, and I'll still be the group leader of Portsmouth. So yeah, so it's good. And Lamara is amazing. I've known Lamara on an informal level for a couple of years now, but more formally for the last 6 months. And I think she's brilliant, and I trust her judgment. I think she's sensible. I think she's dedicated, and yeah, I think she'll do a brilliant job, an absolutely brilliant job. So yeah, best of luck to Lamara. Yeah, you said big shoes to fill, but I'm looking forward to it. There is no big shoes to fill, Lamara, because the beauty of it is, and a lot of people don't realize this, and I can't say it enough, is that no man is an island. It's always a team effort. The reason that Portsmouth branch has done so well is because I have a really, really good team. That's the truth of it. I have a really good team. Yes, I lead it, and yes, I delegate things out, and yes, I do all the planning and bits like that. But you can't do any of the ideas you've got in your head without a team executing those ideas to an incredibly high standard. So, we have a real strong core team in Portsmouth, and that team are continuing. They're not going anywhere. So, and I'll always be on hand to offer any help, of course. So don't worry if you're worried about the Reform branch, it's in good hands. Anyway, I'll update people more on that in the new year, and we'll go from there. But let's unbox this. Let's see what's actually going on with this then, shall we? So this is the £350 reform shirt. So this is a £350 reform shirt. Let's turn off the comments for a second. That's signed by Nigel Farage, limited edition black. So as you open it up, you've got obviously the tissue paper, lovely. And you've got this lovely reformed box. Let's take this out then. As I say, I haven't actually opened it yet. I thought I'd save it. I've literally opened the lid and that's it. So I've not actually seen inside yet. So here's the box, nice and sturdy. Got some print. Oh, it's printed. I thought that was a sticker. That's not. That's actually engraved into the box. So that's cool. All foil. Family, community, country. I'm sorry, it's in reverse. Let's see if I can change it round. Customize. Oh, I don't know how to do that. With a little tag here. So let's open that up, shall we? Cool. So you open it up. You've got a little thing at the top. Says, say it's on reverse, so I'll read it to you. It says, this limited edition reform shirt is one of only 1,000 ever made and personally signed by Nigel Farage. Proudly manufactured in Britain, it represents our values, family, community, and country. Thank you for your continued support. There you go. And then you've got a card here, like a pull-up card, which is cool. And then this is the inside. So we've got a certificate of authenticity, which is cool. Number 127 out of 1,000. My dog is interested in what I've got. Rolo. Honestly, this dog. If they ever say, do you want to get a second dog? Really think about your choices, your life choices before you do. Rolo. I'm doing this, buddy. You want to be on TV? Look. I'm just doing this. Is that okay? You move your foot off there. And let's put this over here. You don't need it, do you? You don't need it. Honestly. Right. Anyway, where were we? Just put this next to me for now. So we've got this. Honestly, this dog. We've got this box. Okay, certificate authenticity here. And I'm not going to get it out because it's all nice and neat. But the Nigel Farage shirt, all signed in there. So there we go. There we have it. I didn't win the Nigel Farage dinner, unless it's tucked in the t-shirt. But yeah, didn't win the Nigel Farage thing. I might have to check if it's tucked in the t-shirt now. I might know. But yeah, there we go. So that's the Nigel Farage signed shirt. So look, let's be honest here. Is it worth £350? I'll let you guys decide that. But for me, it's more about supporting reform, you know? It's more about supporting reform. Yeah. So for me, I donate to Reform anyway. You know, I put money into the party to help support and help the local branch and national party. So for me, it's a donation of 350 quid. So yeah, that's how I see it. And yeah, that's the bonus anyway. So so yeah, Lamara, whenever you mention the dogs, it's always Rolo. Yeah, that's because he is the naughty one. Freddie is out there in his bed right now, just sleeping and chilling. Whereas this little thing, naughty. You're naughty, aren't you? No, I don't want kisses. So, but he's quite affectionate, to be fair. He is naughty. I'm not going to pretend that he isn't. He is very, very naughty. He likes ripping things up. And also, he can't be told off. So we'd like Freddie, because we've obviously tried to train Rolo the same as Freddie. But with Freddie, if you say to him, don't be naughty, he's like, oh, and he stops and literally will sit down. He doesn't like to be called naughty. And we've tried the same training techniques with Rolo, but Rolo just doesn't care. He don't care about being told off. He doesn't care about anything, do you? You're just naughty, aren't you? Yes, naughty. But he's a lovely boy. He's just, yeah, little baby. He's just a baby. He is just a baby. He's a tired baby now. He's just had the zoomies. How old are you now? You're 6 months, aren't you? Are you 6 months? I think he was born at the start of June. I should know that really. Bad dad. But yeah, I think he was born at the start of June. So he's 6 months now. And he's quite heavy for a 6 months old puppy. Aren't you? Hmm? Yeah. He likes his dinner and food, don't you? You like your dinner? Yes, you like dinner. You like dinner. Yeah, I know. Freddie likes ballies. Rolo likes dinner. So, oh, okay. You've just proven the point. Just a baby. There we go. Just a baby. But yeah, I'm going to come off in a minute. So if anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. As I say, I will come on Christmas Day and do a little bit on Christmas Day. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, happy to answer them. By all means. Look at him. He is just... If someone's tuning in now, they're like, what on earth is going on? Oh, big yawn, darling. You tired? Yeah. Sleepy. Say his brother will be in his bed next door. So, but yeah, it's got a busy day tomorrow. It's my partner's birthday tomorrow. She's at a big age. I'm now going to be told off for saying that. She's 21. No, I'm not going to say that because that makes me sound awful because I've been with her for bloody 11 years. So she ain't 21. That's going to be screen grabbed and put all over social media, isn't it? So yeah, she's got a big birthday tomorrow, not 21. I've been with her for 11 years, so you can decide what age she might be. So look at these little teethies. Look at these little teethies. Where'd you get your dogs groomed? They always look well kept. They are, to be fair. They are well kept. We get them groomed at Dan Dini's in Copner. They're really, really good, to be fair. They're really, really good. And we give them like fish oil supplements and stuff like that because it makes their coat really good. And then we've got we do give them baths, obviously, and they've got a like a conditioner thing. But yeah, we give them fish oil supplements for dogs. You can buy fish oil supplements for dogs, and it keeps their coat nice and shiny. But he's fallen asleep, by the way. He's actually asleep. But yeah, so that's where. Am I remaining as a counsellor? Yeah, absolutely. I'm staying as being a working for Reform HQ will help me be a counsellor because, as I say, you don't get paid to be a counsellor really that much. So they call it allowance, and you get about I get about 11,000 after tax and national insurance and stuff, and out of that you take all your expenses, so you don't get money to be a counsellor. So you have to do it literally in your spare time. You have to go make a living doing other things, and you be a counsellor in your spare time. That's how you do it. So as I say, doing politics now as a full-time thing with Reform HQ will actually give me the ability to do more politics and more stuff for Paulsgrove. So yeah, absolutely, I'm still going to be a counsellor. I'll still be doing my Sunday chats. Yeah, absolutely, nothing changes with that. I work a lot anyway. So for those of you that know me personally, it's not uncommon for me to whack out a 70-80 hour week. You know, like a workaholic. I absolutely just work and work and work. So yeah, it's not uncommon for me. So I think I'm doing 35 hours a week with Reform. So I'm doing 35 hours a week with them. So it's basically full-time, a few hours less than full-time. But you got to remember, a lot of the stuff that I'll be doing for Reform HQ will be related to local politics, you know, so it's all kind of connected in a way. Let's see what a few people are saying, because I did say I'll answer questions, but I am going to come off in about 5 minutes. It's my birthday today. Yes, it is. Happy birthday, Lamara. Happy birthday. Yes, I'll still be doing my Sunday live streams, but hopefully in my studio, which would be good. Happy birthday and loads of flowers for her. She gets enough flowers. She's always getting bloody flowers. 11 years, about time you marry her. Yeah, don't start that, Kerry. Yes, they are these are my babies. My dogs are my babies. They're my children, aren't you? Hmm? Yeah, you're my children. Mwah. Someone just said, evening, George. Is there any way our twinning with Gaza can be overturned? If so, what do the public need to do? Oh, so the short answer is, David, is no, it can't be overturned on its basis. Now, hear me out. It can't be overturned because it's a cabinet decision, and Lib Dems have decided to go ahead with it. Now, ourselves, Reform, Conservatives, and the Independent tried to overturn that decision, and we basically pulled it in for a call-in request, which is when we scrutinise the decision and try and get it overturned and sent back to cabinet. But unfortunately, the scrutiny management panel that decide it are made up of a majority of Liberal Democrats. So they're literally, the Liberal Democrats are marking their own homework in this council. It's not good. And of course, Liberal Democrats and Labour decided that the call-in would not be accepted. and that the decision would go ahead. So there is nothing we can now do currently to overturn the decision to twin with Gaza. Not Gaza, sorry, Palestine. To twin with Palestine. There's nothing we can do to overturn that unless Reform win the local elections and take control of the council. Because then it's in our executive gift as the people that control the council to cancel any decision that's been made by a former administration. So we can undo the twinning agreement with Palestine as the new administration. So yes, in theory, that's the only way of stopping it is if Reform win the next local election in May. But because of how our politics works, if we win the majority of the seats, which is 8, because there's 14 seats up for grabs, that will not be enough for us to take control of Portsmouth because we do it in thirds. So there's 42 councillors, 14 councillors up every year. We have to win 10, 11, 12 to be safe councillors out the 14 in May for us to take control of the council. If we win 12, we'll take control. 11 and 10 possibly, but 12 will take control. But that we got to win 12 out of 14 councillors. 12 out of 14, which has never been done in Portsmouth, by the way. Never been done. You've never had an election where 12 out of 14 has been for one party. So it's not going to be easy. There is a possibility if we win 10 councillors, we could take over council, but it's a much harder method of doing so. So, yeah, we need to win 12. We got to win. We got to win 12. We got 8 at the moment. Then I know the 2 independents will support us. So that's 10. I'm hopeful or mindful that the Conservatives will support us, which means currently that gives us 14 if Conservatives do. I'm not speaking on their behalf. I'm not saying they definitely are, but I would like to hope that if the Conservatives have a choice of supporting Reform or Liberals, they'll support Reform. So if that does happen, then in theory, we've got 14. Now, next year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those are up, which push us back down to 9. So 5 of those are up, so that pushes us back down to 9. So we need to win those 5 again to keep us on 14, plus an additional 7, which would put us on 21. 21 is the majority of the council, about 42. 21 is half, but 21 is the majority, and that should, in theory, get us control of the council. So that's the mathematics behind it. Turquoise wedding. No, my partner's not Reform yet. Should join Reform, shouldn't she? She's independent still, but she's sticking at independent for now. We need to convince her. Everybody message her and say join Reform. She loves being an independent. So, when you have control, can I cut up the twinning paperwork? Yes. Okay, David. I'll do you a deal right here on this live stream. If we take control of the council in May, I will invite you to come and cut up the twinning paperwork. Okay, that's a deal from me to you now. That is a deal. See, this little shithead to sleep now. That is a deal from me to you. I know. Boo, Emily. Her name's Emily Strudwick. So feel free to message her and say, oi, Emily Strudwick, join Reform. But yeah, everybody needs to campaign next year hard. That's the thing as well, is that don't wait for a flyer to come through your door. If you say, oh, I've not had a Reform flyer, don't wait. Be the person that puts them through the doors. We need lots of volunteers. Lots of volunteers, lots of supporters, and lots of helpers to help us get these flyers out. So yes, everyone needs to campaign, speak to family, speak to friends, make sure they get out to vote, etc. Anyway, it's been lovely being on the show. I'm going to head out now. So thank you very much. I will be on Christmas Day, probably around 6 o'clock for half an hour, just to have a Christmas Day roundup. And then I'll still be doing my show next Sunday, which will be the final show of the year, where I've got a shocking video to show you. Honestly, tell you what, right now, put it in your calendar to remind you to watch this at 7 o'clock next Sunday. The video I'm going to show you on Sunday, next Sunday, will blow. I think it will blow your minds. I think you'll be like, what on earth has just happened? So next Sunday, put a reminder on your phone, 7 o'clock, because say the video I'm going to show you is probably what most of you are going to be talking about for the week after, because you'll all be bored by Christmas by then. So yeah, next Sunday. I thought Emily Strudwick was my partner. She is my partner, Josh. She is my partner. Did I say somebody else? I hope I didn't. I'll be in real trouble if I did. If I did say somebody else is not Emily Strubwick, can someone let me know? Because I need to delete this video right now. Oh, that'd be funny. Happy Christmas. But yes, Emily Strubwick is my partner. So feel free to message her. You can find her on Facebook. Feel free to message her and say join Reform. Emily, we need to talk us wedding. Shift to Reform, and it'd be the first Reform. Would it be the first Reform wedding? Would it? Get old Nigel along for the first Reform wedding. But yeah. Anyway, it's been lovely to be on the show again, guys. Lovely to have you on. Thanks for the chat and thanks for the talks. So I was watching Adam's Family, didn't hear it all. But I'm gonna have to now check, Josh. I'm gonna have to go back and check now, aren't I? Just to see if I did say a different name. Josh. Don't do me like that, bro. Although if I said it, then I thank you for highlighting it. But yeah, thank you everybody, and I will see you on Christmas Day. Ho ho ho.